Today I'm going to talk about tap water versus bottled water, where it comes from, how it's filtered, what contaminants are left after filtration, the harmful effects of using plastic bottles, and which one is safer to drink. So where does New York City tap water come from? By looking at this map, we can see that our water comes from the Catskill, Delaware, and Croton watershed. Because the water from these watersheds is very clean, it does not need to be filtered. However, the Department of Environmental Protection still disinfects the water with chlorine and ultraviolet light. They also add food-grade phosphoric acid and sodium hydroxide to protect the pipes and prevent the release of lead into the water. Fluoride is also added to help protect our teeth. Now we will take a look at the table from the New York City 2014 Drinking Water Supply and Quality Report. In this table, we will see if there are any chemicals that exceed the maximum contamination level, or MCL for short. So we can see from the table that there are no MCL violations. So I would say that New York City tap water is safe to drink. Now how about bottled water? I picked the brand Poland Spring. They get their water from different springs in Maine, which come from aquifers created by retreating glaciers 20,000 years ago, and it also contains water from rainfall and melting snow. Here we can see the process they go through before shipping out bottles of water. They collect the water from the springs and bring it back to be filtered, where it goes through microfiltration and ultraviolet light disinfection. It is then bottled and inspected. Here is a chart that shows what minerals are in the water and whether or not they exceed the MCL. There are some minerals that do not have a number listed, which means that it is not listed in the state or federal drinking water regulations. All the reported results do not exceed the MCL limit. So I think it's safe to say that the water that comes from the tap and water that comes in plastic bottles is safe to drink. But what about the plastic that holds the water? These plastic bottles contain bisphenol A, or BPA for short, and can cause learning and behavioral problems, altered immune system functions, early puberty or fertility problems, prostate and breast cancer, and diabetes and obesity. It also contains phthalates, which have been linked to a wide range of developmental and reproductive effects and liver cancer. When water bottles are left out in the sun, they are exposed to ultraviolet rays, which accelerate the leaching of chemicals into the water. Besides being exposed to BPA and phthalates, you can become exposed to another toxic substance called dioxin, which has been linked to the development of breast cancer. So these plastic bottles seem harmful to our health. What about those refillable water bottles like Nalgene bottles, which are also made of plastic? So what's the difference? Now, Nalgene bottles and other bottles alike have claimed to be BPA free, but there have been research that shows that they could still leach chemicals similar to BPA. So instead of using plastic bottles, we should be using stainless steel bottles or glass bottles. So I would say that the water we drink is clean, but depending on what we store it in, it may be harmful to us.